Well, good morning, Jordan, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday morning show, all the way from France. Look at that. Absolutely spectacular.
Beautiful.
The castle here at La Bretèche. It's like, is that, what do you call that, a moat?
It's got a little moat. Yeah.
Got a little moat,
around the
running
outside,
around it.
Attached onto a big
Attached
lake.
onto a big lake, which I actually wish I brought my paddleboard. Because if we'd have had 5 minutes to spare, which we didn't,
Which we never did
for the trip, I could have nipped out there and done a little bit of paddleboarding, because it is absolutely spectacular. In fact, for the next time we come here, Paul came up with the idea of we should have a long drive competition, send the drone out, tee off from the castle, long drive out onto the lake.
And what we need to do is invest in some like inflatable circles or little target rings, get those floating out there.
We could send you out on the canoe, couldn't we? You could have been out there with your camera in the canoe.
I always get the dangerous job, don't I?
With your helmet on.
Yeah, my helmet. I can't exactly dodge on the water,
well,
can I?
how have you been? Because you've had a nice little trip away. You've been on holiday. Where have you been?
I've been to Spain. I went to Benalmádena for a week.
Right.
For 5 days with some of the golf club members. And
from Torquay,
sunny.
It was good?
Yeah, very good.
And you played a bit of golf?
Played, five days of golf.
Where did you play?
I played Torquebrada.
I've played there.
Beautiful golf course.
I filmed there, I think.
Very beautiful golf course. Cabapino, another very beautiful golf course.
Can't remember that one, yeah.
Day 3 was meant to be our day off, but we ended up twiddling our fingers and we found Miguel Angel Jimenez Golf Academy.
Oh, wow.
Which is a little 9-hole par 3 course in... You got all the roads around it. It's like kind of set inside. Big driving range, good practice facilities. So we went, did 18 holes around there.
Lovely.
I learned that my wedges weren't quite where they needed to be.
Proper golf pervert stuff, isn't it? When you're taking your day off and then heading out onto the links.
Exactly. Day 4 was Santa Maria. Yeah. Good golf course. And day 5 was Loro Golf.
Lovely,
which was very nice. And
lovely.
then flight home. But yeah. Enjoyed it. Beautiful.
Lovely,
nice to get away in the sun.
A bit of sunshine. Well, today's video brought to you in association with Golfing Days, our big friends at Golfing Days. One thing that has jumped up, there is 3 spaces available for the big match at the Belfry, which is like a Ryder Cup match at the Belfry. We got close to 40 people, I think, coming along to it anyway, and lots of you that are watching are going to be there for that.
Brilliant.
I know I think Kurt is even coming over from America. Again, loves it, yeah, absolutely. He wants to
buy me a whiskey, Kurt.
Always represents, doesn't he? But we've got 3 spots that have just come available because I think 3 people have had to pull out for some reason. But it's 2 days. I'll pop a little link down here on the ticker bar telling us exactly what's going on. 2 days, night's accommodation at the Belfry playing. I think the Bramazon course is definitely on the list, and it should be fun. It's the DHG versus Golfing Days.
Yep.
So it will be fun-packed weekend at the Belfry. So if you want to come along, just pop down in the description down below and click on the link and it will take you over to there. Now, we have got 3 fantastic golf courses. We've got, well, obviously we're staying here at La Bretèche, which is a 5-star resort, absolutely stunning down here. About 3 hours south we drove from the Roscoff ferry. Yeah. And the boys are going to be doing a challenge on the course here. But we're also going to be heading over to Golf International Barrière-le-Boul, and there's 2 courses there. There's the blue course and the red course. We've got some serious golf being shouted about because
lots of birdies flying around.
Yes, because we've got Paul, we've got James Ruth, we've got Joe the Pro, and I'm out there as well, and you're on camera. We're putting James Ruth and Joe the Pro through a challenge here at La Bretèche. And then on the last day, we're going to be heading back to the ferry port, which is going to be at Cherbourg, where we go back into Poole. But on the way back, we're playing, I think, Granville Links, which looks fantastic, linksy.
Beautiful.
Anyway, let's head over to Le Boul and just share with you some of the footage that we picked up over there. Would you say that when you're in France you're a rosé drinker or a white, or what's your tipple?
Traditionally, not a huge drinker, but went to Monaco Grand Prix last year and was introduced to some nice rosé, so I've been Been a rosé man ever since. I like a little rosé.
Yeah.
So should we have a couple of glasses later?
Yeah. I've got to be careful with rosé because you can get these rosé arms the next day. You know. we've had them on tour.
Stop distracting me.
Sorry.
We're getting to know you. Indian or Chinese, Dan?
Indian.
Yep. Night in or night out?
Night in nowadays.
Favourite film?
Oh, Shawshank was up there. Top Gun.
The new one or the old one?
Both.
Ideal celebrity woman?
Jennifer Aniston.
Ideal golfing four-ball? Dead or alive from history?
Ideal golfing four-ball. Greg Norman. My old man. Bobby Jones.
Great doctor?
Great doctor, let's pop him in there. I feel like they're winding you up, James.
Well, they need to, as their golf ability is not too clever yesterday, was it?
Oh. Golf International Barrière Le Ball, the red course. Jordan on camera with his new hat, just purchased from the pro shop. Look at that.
Augusta number.
Little beauty.
It is junior, but I am a junior. So.
As chairman, rules of engagement.
So this is the first of its kind, actually. This is the first instalment of the DHG Major.
Major?
Yeah, this is a major.
Very give it quite a way forward there.
Yeah, because you
got on top
rather than staying on top and turning, you kind of slide into it. That's what you did at this point.
Brought your own coach with you? He's carrying out coaching today.
He's giving you a session before before the round as well.
Apparently I've got to do this.
I'm the only one with no coach.
I'm there. There. Stay on the ball.
Birdie. 320.
That would have landed 280, 285 maybe.
That's not going to fly that bunker though, is it? That bunker's going 20 deep.
I think you should definitely go for it.
Paul's keen on this as a play.
Yeah.
Shot, Jimmy.
All over
Good shot.
Hole in one.
Get one.
Someone get one.
Get it.
Oh, Jimmy, good shot.
Jimmy. Whoa.
Joe, I think some of the decisions you made today, we finished playing.
Hold on a second, Jordan.
Yeah.
I was not involved in any decision. Captain Hendriksen, Paul, made all of these decisions, some of which I agreed with by his logic. A couple I didn't. Jimbo, I think, disagreed with 98% of them. Sit. Wow. That's kind of the conversation I was talking about.
Well, this is why I say we should be going from the fairway, but I get overruled every time.
I was with you there. I don't know how
you know, we're choosing all these shots out the rough. Fairway is control.
I was with you there. But it raises the question, people talk about bomb and gouge and all that. Is the game all about just distance and getting as close as you can? Paul, with his statistical analytical brain,
There you go.
feels that in almost any scenario being closer to the hole is better.
It's better, yeah.
Within reason. Is that fair or not?
It's not a case of if you're 1 yard closer in the rough than in the fairway, the rough's the way to go. There's a cut-off. But if you're 20, 30, 40 yards further up in the rough with a reasonable lie than in the fairway, it is definitely the way to go. Especially if you've got a wedge in which has got a lot of loft on the club. It's definitely worth taking the shot from the rough. But you've also got to look at your angles. So if you're that close to the green like we were today, you can't be coming in from an angle which is then landing on slopes and things like that. So you've got to take that into consideration as well. Yeah, completely agree. It's not clear cut. You've got to, every situation is a little bit. You know, you've got to give every situation is judge it on its own merits and make sure that you choose. You know, you're never going to be 100% right, but I think if you look at the stats, the closer you are to the hole, the better chance you're going to get it to closeness to the pin.
I think the difficulty came today is because when there were contentious decisions, say I was 30, 40 yards further up in the rough.
40 past Jimbo.
50.
50 past.
If I was that far up but in the rough, unfortunately, the context of today, we just didn't execute those shots very well, so it looked like that was a poor decision. But I think that was more execution of the second shot rather than a poor decision, in my opinion, whereas Jimbo has a very different opinion, don't you?
Jordan, I strongly disagree. If you're in the fairway and you're 30-40 yards further down, strongly get it. But today, you know, I feel like we're in the rough, had 130 yards, I've hit what I think is a perfect shot, slight flyer, off the back, 35 feet. We had 155 from the fairway. I feel like all four of us, we know exactly what the ball's going to do when it hits the green.
I think, taking all arguments into account, I think what we've uncovered is there's potentially a balance. Yes, being closer is beneficial, but as Jimbo points out, you do lose that bit of control out the rough.
That's talking about elite professional golfers. What about the average golfer who doesn't have that control and consistency necessarily from a strike point of view from the fairway? Would they be better off being just that little bit closer to the hole, coming out of the rough, more loft?
I see a lot of lessons taking place with, say, seniors or ladies or whoever with slower swing speeds, and it still remains on technique and positions and so on. I had a friend of mine who coached at Celtic Manor quite a lot, a guy called Michael, who decided that if you could just give some of these slower swing speed players 10, 12 miles an hour and almost disregard technique to an extent, the gains were pretty catastrophic, really. So all of a sudden maybe they weren't particularly accurate to start with, but they're another 15 yards down the hole and they're hitting one less club anyway because they're already longer and they've got some swing speed to get out of rough that they couldn't get out of before. I would argue that a great lesson for someone with slower swing speed would be, right, some speed sticks, stack system, whatever. You can just simply add some velocity to what you're doing and make your game a bit bigger. I would argue that would be very beneficial.
Totally agree with Joe's comment there. I've spent a lot of time this winter with ladies coaching, get them to tee the ball higher, trying to hit it as hard as they can, and found that quite a few of them gained quite a bit of distance just by the thought of trying to hit it a bit harder. So, you know, the closer they can get to the hole without losing too much accuracy is only going to benefit their game. But yeah, certainly for the sort of better players, when you're in the rough, losing that control. You know, you saw Bryson coming out of lockdown. You know, suddenly everybody gravitated towards distance then, but there has to be an accuracy element involved as well, in my opinion.
Well, that's a really interesting statement, James, but I think the real question about the whole issue is, how do we find Jordan a girlfriend?
So Tim, our friend Tim from Instagram, has asked us a little question. 4.7 handicap.
Yep.
To get down to scratch, what's the best way of doing it? Improve your short game or hit the ball longer off the tee?
I guess it very much depends on the individual, because if you're particularly short off the tee and you're not reaching holes you need to be reaching, or you're hitting longer clubs in, then that. But I would say, as a general rule, from the people I've played who are kind of 4 or 5 handicap, I would say nearly all lose those shots in and around the green. So I think I generally think that's the difference between most levels, between a good pro and a tour pro, between a mid, high. I think short game would be my answer to that.
Andrew Seymour from Instagram asks, who do you think will be a surprise pick for the Ryder Cup? I assume for Team Europe.
Let's go with both.
Both?
With both. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. Team Europe. I'm going to go with Richard Mansell.
That's for Europe.
For Europe. Played lovely last year. And for Team USA, I'm going to go with Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I like that.
You like that, John?
I like that a lot. Brooks, based on the form, got to be in there, hasn't he? So JD has asked, should I prioritise increasing clubhead speed or increasing efficiency in my golf swing?
Well, if it's John Daly, then
It might be.
It's not.
he's got clubhead speed already. So he just needs to maybe be a bit more efficient. It's a tough question, that, because without seeing the person and knowing what their clubhead speed is, and if they're efficient, you don't know, do you? But I think efficiency is a good thing, isn't it? Because then you get the best out of what you're doing. So get efficient first. If that's not enough, then go for clubhead speed.
How do you stop a flying elbow, Ian would like to know. Well, we've all got our own little tips on this one, actually. For me, I like the dinner plate move, where you, as you take the club away, you try and feel like you're holding a dinner plate. That will keep the elbow kind of tucked in a little bit. for you, so that might help.
DH, yeah, I've got a smart ball, which you sort of blow up, black smart ball, keep it between your forearms, and that keeps you nice and connected.
Yeah, I'm with Jimbo. A flying
Like a
right
tennis ball
elbow
thing.
tends to be a separation of the elbows, doesn't it? So Martin Keimer's tennis ball on a string that sort of dangles between your forearms and keeps them together. I think that's a good drill.
Thought we had a balcony. Where's my
Where's our
balcony?
balcony now?
Paul's cocktail bar.
What are you doing there?
Trying to move the chair, don't move. It's one of those ones we don't move.
That is not a cocktail.
Yeah.
Cheers, chaps.
Cheers all.
Good trip. Well, Ollie, welcome to another Sunday morning show.
Thank you very much.
We are now in Wales, McInnes Peninsula. We've got, this is games number 3 and 4, front 9 number 3, back 9 number 4. How are you, and how is golfing days getting on?
I am very well, yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, how are you?
I'm very good.
Good.
Yeah, we've had a busy time. We've been over to France. We're now up here in Wales. It's a bit of a hectic week.
Yeah,
but
it's been a bit
how's
like that for
how
us.
the events been over the winter?
Winter events were good, obviously now kick-starting the summer. Had our first pro-am last week at the Welcome Hotel. Matt Stevens shot 5 under par and won that
Tidy.
by 2 shots, I think. So yeah, so that was a good start for him.
And obviously we're at McInnes, which hosted the grand final last year.
Yes,
Cornish boys heading out to
they are heading
where
out
are
to
they-
Monterey,
Monterey,
next week.
that's
so
right.
We've actually got the final is now back here again.
Okay.
And it's sponsored by Don Pedro Hotel, so the
Right,
winners this year will go to Don Pedro
Out in Villamore. Yeah, nice.
for 4 nights, 3 rounds, sorry, of golf. Yeah, so
Lovely.
it's a great prize. All 12 people go.
Yeah. So we're out here obviously playing our match. You've got Hannah Morrison on your team. I've got Joe the Pro on my team. Jordan is filming. So let's hit some shots and just showcase what this
See what we can do.
this is all about. Hannah, welcome to the Sunday morning show.
Thank you for having me.
Right, we're going to do a nearest the pin. Okay, nearest the pin. What have you just zapped that at?
155.
155. This is the 17th hole here at McInnes. We're actually going to drag in as well. Taking your bum bag off, are you? Taking your bum bag off. You didn't fancy keeping that
A
on
bit
there?
of rear waiting.
We're gonna let you have a little go as well, George.
All right,
Nearest the pin. You fancy that?
Sure, yeah.
You get to choose whichever golf club you want to use from anyone's golf bag. How about that? Look at that, eh? Ollie in the house for the nearest the pin, and Joe the Pro in the house nearest the pin. Who would like to go first? Hannah, please lead us. Hannah has selected 7-iron, going in with a soft approach. Oh, love it. Stay there. Come back, come back, come back. That's a great shot, that. Hit it all right?
Yeah,
Nice
alright.
strike.
Could have been better, but then it would have been long.
It would have definitely been long, yeah. Joe the Pro, what are you going with?
I've got wedge.
Wedge.
That's it. It's a good helping wind now. This is just over 140, so
It's not drifting right, is it?
dropping right, is it?
It's a good effort.
It's a good shot. I think Hannah might have you though.
Got
There.
me there.
Ollie from Golfing Days, what you got?
9-9. I think it's a solid club, mate.
It's a good club. Alright, good. Did you get it?
No, a bit toey. It's okay.
That's okay, that's
Hannah, though, I
okay.
think.
That's okay. Okay, first swing of the day, George.
I've got ferry legs, I've got all sorts going on.
You got furry legs.
Holloway golf.
Got red, yeah.
Junior cap.
Junior cap. I do have a junior cap. Cheaper.
Club, George. Whose
I got
club have you
8.
selected?
Joe the Pro's.
Joe the Pro's club.
Yeah.
They work alright for him.
Come on, win. Get over.
Jordan.
He's greened it.
Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? That's not bad. Right, so Hannah's there, isn't she? Hannah's closest at the moment, by the look of it. Right, I got 9.
9.
Wandering up. Hannah's actually He's just through the back edge. It could be a pace-off between Joe the Pro and Ollie hanging on for dear life on the right side over here. 20.5 for Ollie.
17!
17.5. Joe Le Pro.
Any win's a win.
The winner. Wow, what a busy week I have had on the road, over in France, back from France, then straight back up to Wales for our Golfing Days match. I hope you enjoyed that video. Just a little bit of more behind the scenes of what I get up to during the week. It's not always easy to come up with new ideas for Sunday morning shows, but hopefully you've got a bit of a flavour of what we get up to on a daily basis within the channel when I'm travelling. Next week on the show, I'm going to be in Italy. I have no idea how that's going to pan out. I'm actually heading down to Sicily, which hopefully is going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can get some good weather to go with it. But yeah, so there you go, there's the Sunday morning show. Hopefully I will see you again next week. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in Sicily.